Yo, Hoopalings, Hoopa here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before I get started on this video, I want to thank you guys. It has come to my attention that my video, lovingly titled Bonk, for those who haven't seen it, has gotten over 100,000 views, and with that video and a couple of others, my channel has been growing pretty good, and I can't thank you guys enough. When I started making videos again, I was only at like 70 subscribers, and now I've doubled it, actually a little over doubled, and I have 155 subscribers as of recording this. And I'm very thankful to all of you who have subscribed and watched my videos. Power World's video didn't do that well, but I didn't really. It's not that I was hoping it would, but it's Power World. There's still a lot of controversy behind it, so I'm not going to be talking about it again. At least on here. I'm probably going to stream it when I get my office complete. But enough rambling. I want to thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome, and let's continue to build this community. Let's continue to be Hoopalings. So let's get into the video. School. We have all been there, and we have had many teachers throughout our lives. Some who taught us math, maybe even some English. Some have even sent us to risk our lives to obtain poor disaster-bringing creatures just to bring back and show her that they are real. Yo, Hoopalings, Hoopa here, and today we're going to be talking about the mysterious history teacher of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Miss Ryfort. Is she evil, or is she just overly enthusiastic about the history of Paldea and the fallen kingdom that once ruled over the land? Well, that's actually what we're here to talk about. So, now before we get started, a little rundown of who exactly we're talking about today. Miss Ryfort is the history teacher of Uva Academy in Violet and Noraha Academy in Scarlet, depending on the version you choose. She is obsessed with the ancient history of Paldea, and she is so obsessed, in fact, that she doesn't care for anything that happens in the present, or even what happens in recent history, which is very interesting for a history teacher. Now, some of you may be wondering why I chose Ryfort for this. Well, it's obvious. Out of every other eccentric teacher we have, Ryfort is just weird. She has this aura about her that the others don't have. I mean, we have all had a teacher that has had this feeling about them, like something was a little off about them, right? I mean, funny enough, and ironically enough, though, that was my freshman history teacher in high school, which is actually pretty funny. He was a cool guy, but creepy in certain ways too. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, back to the topic. When we were first introduced to the school, we get the option of taking classes. There are 7 classes in total for each subject. But unlike the others, Ryfort becomes more obsessed and more unhinged with this ruined kingdom and the history behind it. And after the final class, before the exams, she talks about the Tablets of Ruin, mythical artifacts that were obtained by the King of Paldea. She doesn't elaborate much, but she does tell the students to talk to her if they have any questions about them, which is strange. Not really strange because she is encouraging students to ask questions about a subject, but the Tablets of Ruin? That's a little strange. Moving on, after completing her classes, we get to start her bonding mini-quests, which consist of talking to her in various places in the school. After talking to her a few times, you'll be able to meet her in the school's lobby for the final quest, West. This is where she goes from obsessed to outright sinister. As it turns out, Miss Ryfort has been on a mission to locate these Tablets of Ruin, and she was making progress until Clavel, the school's director, also known as Billy by Blueberry's director Serrano, I will forever find that funny. The reason that he stopped her was because these so-called mysterious artifacts were dangerous. I mean, with a name like the Tablets of Ruin, I can understand why finding those things would be a bad idea. Nevertheless, she tasks us to find these artifacts for her and bring them to her. I do just want to mention here that she does say she'll use the player to get these things. Yeah, that's one point to the evil side. Anyway, after getting each of these artifacts, which turn out to be the Pokemon Chien-Pao, Chi-Yu, Wo-Chien, and Ting-Lu, the Disaster Quartet, whose Pokedex entries state exactly how destructive these things are, with Wo-Chien's Violet Pokedex entry stating, "It drains the life force from vegetation, causing nearby forests to instantly wither and fields to turn barren." Ting-Lu's Pokedex entry states, "It brings its exceedingly heavy head down upon the ground, splitting the earth open with huge fissures that run over 160 feet deep." While Chien-Pao's Pokedex entry states, "This Pokemon can control up to 100 tons of fallen snow. It plays around innocently by leaping in and out of avalanches it has caused." Yeah. And finally, we have the cute but deadly goldfish, Chi-Yu, whose Violet Dex entry states, "It controls flames burning over 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It casually swims through the sea of lava it creates by melting rock and sand." Yo, Hoopalings, if you guys made it this far and liked this video, how about you shadow punch the like button? And if you guys want to see more videos like this and be notified of when those videos are up, how about you break swipe that subscribe button and notification bell? Anyway, back to the video. Now, all four of these Pokemon seems to be extremely dangerous. I mean, all four together could cause the entire land of Paldea to cease to exist. I mean, not to mention, each one by themselves are walking natural disasters, so what would Rhyhorn want with them? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't exactly know. We can only speculate. However, there are more interesting things about the Disaster Quartet that some may have overlooked, including me. Each Pokemon has a distinctive detail in their designs. Like, for example, Ting-Lu has a large basin-like structure on the top of its head. Wo-Chien's Scarlet Dex entry states how it turned the hateful scribblings that the king scribbled on a wooden tablet to create it. Wo-Chien has the top and bottom half of a sword in its fangs, and Chi-Yu has beads surrounding its eyes. These specific items seem to be ritualistic sacrificial items. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. But how are they sacrificial items? Well, the tablet could be used to write down the names of those sacrificed, the sword could have been used to perform the sacrifice, the basin of Ting-Lu's head could have been filled with the bodily fluids of the sacrificed person, and the beads may have been worn by the person who performed the sacrifices. That still doesn't explain why she wants them. I mean, why would a history teacher want these things, these disastrous Pokemon? Well, here's my theory. I believe that her obsession with the deep history of Paldea has consumed her completely, similar to how Professor Sato or Toro's research did. Let me explain. From what I discovered from playing these games since they were released in 2022 is that the underlying theme here is obsession, and how it can affect you or the ones around you. For example, the previously mentioned professors of the games. Their obsession with their research not only led them to neglect their only son, but caused them their end. Then, there's the teacher from Blueberry Academy we meet first in the Teal Mask, Briar. Her obsession with the treasure of Area Zero, or Terapagos, almost caused her end, and not to mention the end of the player character and his friends Carmine and Kyrian. However, there are major differences between the three. Briar realized her mistake and felt horrible for risking the lives of everyone just to finish her book. Sato and Toro died before they could realize what they had done. And Rhyhorn, well, she doesn't seem to care who she has to use to complete her goal, and we still don't know what that is. Whatever it is, it's not good. I mean, at the end of her quest, and you show her the Disastrous Quartet, she gives you the move Nasty Plot, so there's another point to the evil scale. She even goes as far to say that you'll only get to keep these Pokemon until she wants them. And given her behavior in the game, I believe that she will do anything to get them. And that's scary. So, what puts more validity to this theory is that the interaction between her and Jacques, if they're both in the League Club room, where she asks him if he wants to help her with an ancient ritual that she will need, and I quote, an assistant. Also, Rhyme straight up says she's haunted, even going as far to say that she has a ghost practically piggybacking off of her. So, do I believe she's evil? Yes, I do believe that she is indeed evil. I believe that she has let her research corrupt her mind, and she now has a, by any means necessary, approach to her research. while seemingly having little to no care of who she uses or has to sacrifice to get what she wants, and doesn't care about the consequences of what her actions will bring. I mean, she straight up asked another human being to be a sacrifice. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. Whew. Now this is probably the darkest theory I've done yet. So, what do you guys think of Miss Ryfork? Do you think she's evil? Leave it in the comment section down below. I hope you guys have a great day, great week, great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hoop out. Bye, guys.